Digging it, man. Really liking it. Yeah, man. This was a good one, man. Hello, folks. Parlodian Podcast back again. Sorry if there's some
We have returned.
Yeah, a little bit of well, there's a bunch of different stuff, man. Super stoked about like a bunch of stuff, man. This new recording equipment, able to bring stuff in. We're still fiddling around with it, folks. But yeah, this is March, and mine hasn't come up yet. But anybody out there who cares to comment? I said it the day that it happened. But for recording's sake, happy belated birthday, man.
Thanks, bro.
But no,
Appreciate it.
So many different cool things, man. Got this recorder going. Got the program here. We still got to fiddle fart around with that. Sitting there working on getting a new table built for all this stuff. And then, I mean, you mentioned it a week ago. Went outside this morning, saw that fat fucking gray rabbit out there. Man, that's a big ass rabbit. I hope we caught it, man. I put that have a heart trap over there by
He's huge, man. It's like a jackalope with his antlers cut off.
Man, I took your have a heart trap, put it over there where Leslie saw him coming out. Lined the bottom of it with some grass, threw some tomatoes and lettuce in there. It wouldn't surprise me if we already caught it. And as soon as we do catch it, that's going to be another one of the projects. In this order, if we catch the rabbit, table. Well, if we catch the rabbit, there's no way I'm going to finish the table before I can make a cage for the rabbit. But table, rabbit cage, using the scraps from the table, perhaps make a really tall table, like a pool hall table or a stool. I wanted to make a workbench, and now it's going to have to get moved because you've got a project you're going to be working on, the brick patio. But in the meantime, I wanted to make like a thing that we could split some wood and keep the rain off of it. And then another thing, like just a thing to put like when Leslie and I are out there shooting the bows, something where we can put our bows like a bat box.
Nice.
Did you ever play that? Did you ever play baseball as a kid? Like Parks and Recs, And you're in the dugout and they had the bat box where all the bats were. I never played baseball. I'm going strictly off of the Pizza Hut commercial from the Ninja Turtles movie on VHS from way back in the day.
And they tried to imitate that.
Out there where the dandelions grow.
I remember when we played and we didn't win any games, but we still got a pizza party.
Oh yeah, man. I was telling you about that.
Dude, I remember I was the kid that missed the easy pop fly in the outfield and caught the baseball across the face.
Damn.
But then got the game ball because I was like, no, I'm fine. And I threw an erratic throw because I was dazed and threw it at the dugout and it hit the fence. And I didn't want to get pulled out. I was like, I'm good. And I was like, no, I totally fucked up and you all gave me the game. This is a sympathy ball.
Dude, remember earlier when we were having dinner and, I was blaming my gut on Leslie's brother because I was, I had gained some weight, got out of high school, kind of chunky, then got a job at like a warehouse where like I couldn't keep weight, lost a bunch of weight, then got a job laying carpet where in the morning we're going and eating fucking steak and cheese sandwiches in the morning for fucking breakfast. And, but before that, I was kind of skinny. This is before even like high school. Like I'm not even in like elementary school, middle school, whatever. Parks and Recs, soccer. First season, oh man, I was rake thin. And then it was like every game. Didn't matter who won, didn't matter who lost. Hey, let's go to Pizza Hut, have a pizza party. And then I'm eating like pizza and nobody's telling me like, hey, maybe you should stop eating the pizza. And they're like, he's a growing boy. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Man, there are so many fucking fat fucking kids that were just told that as kids. He's a growing boy.
Well, I mean, at the time it was true, but they just didn't stop eating that much pizza.
No.
Don't get me wrong. I love me some pizza.
I love me some pizza, yeah.
But if you ain't moving,
Look,
you don't need to be eating that much pizza, I guess.
and I don't know
love
if you
pizza.
have. I'll admit this. I don't know if you have. But I have eaten 1/2 to 3/4 of a fucking pizza in one sitting. Doesn't matter if it's Domino's or DiGiorno. 3/4 of a pizza? Why don't you just fold it in half? Have a
You're making me
big-ass
feel like
stromboli.
a fatty dude. If it's
What
a
are you
thin
talking about? I do
crust
that
pizza,
now.
I'll eat that. Oh, the folded.
yeah, just fold it in half, man.
It's a pizzadilla.
A pizzadilla. Yeah, stromboli. Fucking Italian quesadilla.
I love pizza.
It is pretty good. But on a different note too, man.
But
it's
no,
like-
man. Sorry. Dude.
No, you're good.
I
Continue.
was just gonna say you're bringing up. There's a lot of new projects going on. Fits in with the springtime. New shit happening.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's it
More reasons to carpe that diem.
carpe and then DMs. Well, and I mean, we barely even got a winter out here, dude. Like we had 2 decent snow days, where it covered everything up, quieted everything down for a day or two.
Yes.
And then after that, it was just like, hey, you know what? And hey, all people bitching about global warming and shit aside, it's like, you know what? I like that. I want to see snow cover stuff up 1 or 2 days. Then I want to see it the rest of the season. Don't give a shit. After it snows, it could be 60, 70 degrees. Only thing that sucks is right now it's 70 degrees. Next week, the week I took off for my birthday in March, fucking cold again. I was thinking about
Yep.
going up to the fucking mountains, doing some fucking fishing. But, probably just, fiddle fart around, work on some of those projects.
Yeah, you never know. It might change, and it's still not going to be too bad. It's not going to be like it is, this week. But I had a feeling, dude. There's been many times people bring up, oh, it's global warming, climate change. It's whatever. There are phases with shit. I remember fucking 20 years ago, there being summers and winters where it was like this, or where it's like even just the Marches where it's in like, oh man, spring's already here, 70 something degrees the first week of March.
Yeah.
Last week of March, you're getting flurries I mean, it's just Virginia weather.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, we're right in the middle.
Just keep that heavy heat and humidity
Dude.
away, but that'll be coming.
Dude,
so
I was making the joke with people today. I was doing a bunch of monthlies, man. So it's banks, it's stores, it's apartments and stuff. And you know what happens? I've got regular customers that I see every 3 months, and they're living in their houses. And you know what they want to hear about? They want to hear about how I'm doing or what's going on and what has happened in the past 3 months. When I go to the bank, you know what the bank people do? And it's not their fault. It's like an automated response. If you were working in a bank or a grocery store or a convenience store, here's the responses. Hey, this is me as a customer. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing all right, and yourself? I'm fine. And then usually it stops from there. And then there's like some version of that, like, oh man, weather's crazy, right? Or it's just this stupid stuff that you get put on repeat on. So like I'm sitting there talking to these people, and the joke that I was saying was, yeah, we didn't get a winter out here, man. I had to go up to Pennsylvania over the weekend so I can get some winter. And it is crazy because it's not that far north in the scheme of things. But yeah, I mean,
you got a little bit of one, but it was one that's like a portion of a February or January in Virginia where it's like snows the early part of the day, and then would you say it all of a sudden it just cleared up and out of there?
I don't know what was because I mean we left at maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock, and it wasn't snowing when we left. But dude, it was supposed to start at like 5 a.m. And Taryn was just like, hey, Ryan, you're usually one who gets up early. So if you get up at 5 and it's snowing, wake me up and let me know. We got to get the fuck, back to Virginia. I got up at 6. And I'm like, sunny out. Let him sleep. But we're sitting there. And I mean, dude, the wind started whipping out of nowhere and the snow just started coming down. And then it stopped. And I mean,
It's all like,
dude,
Like
downstairs.
the beginning of Yellow Snow.
No, down downstairs you couldn't hear anything. But man, when me and Leslie were sleeping upstairs, I was like, Leslie, I think this place is haunted. It's got ghosts. Cause yeah, I mean, you could hear that wind just whipping through the shingles. Woo! Yeah, dude, it was weird. It was weird. But the cool thing was, well, the coolest thing was is I didn't have to drive. So I was able to just look at everything out the windows as we were on our way back. And it was kind of like I explained it to you. For the folks listening at home, grab some uranium, throw it in your DeLorean, travel back in time, grab a Sega, and put in Sonic and Knuckles and play the Sonic and Knuckles just standalone game. And it was just weird because like I looked out the window and everything's coated in snow, and then I'm looking back down at my phone, and then I look up 5 minutes later, and it's just like it's gone. I really missed out on just being like, you know, going from snow to where the clouds stopped snowing to just
Blossoms.
clean. Yeah, well, not exactly. I didn't really notice anybody taking pictures of the blossoms and stuff until this week. Guy I work with, Joe, he has a dogwood or a cherry tree or something. Has this old timey fucking car with this nice pink flower tree arcing over his car, and then our neighbor Dave, he's got his blooms and stuff. I walk outside this morning. What are those? Are those lilies?
You talking about that shit in front of my house?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
That shit's been here. I've
Pretty-
been living
pretty-
here I don't know
pretty-
how many years, and they come back they look nice. I
Pretty
don't know
yellow
what they
flowers
are.
by
I'm
the
not
door.
a flowery guy.
Yeah.
I could tell you vegetables, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty
But they
yellow
come
flowers
back
by the
every
door.
year. I don't hack them down.
It's nice.
They look very happy this year, though, I must say.
Oh yeah, well, and you know that's where you had to worry too, because not as much with ornamentals, but some of my customers who are farmers, man, they worry about early blooms. So like, yeah, right now when the weather's 70 degrees,
Well, the
and
bugs
everything
come
starts-
back quicker too. Is one of the big things with some of that shit.
I don't know. I just know that some of my customers who are farmers, they'll be like, yeah, man, everything's blooming right now. And then if another fucking week of frost comes in, it can kill
Oh
all
yeah,
my shit.
knock it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
But I hear
it
about that all
depends
the
on
time.
how hard it. I mean, they're farmers, so they know.
Yeah, they know more than
obviously
me.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But it can knock them out. But sometimes, you know, they'll get hit a little bit, and it's almost like a dormancy, and then they come back and then get in with the normal flow. Now, granted, it might mess up what could have been in terms of whatever's producing. You know,
Hells yeah, yeah. And talking about all these, you know, if spring is the theme, everything new, man. New projects, new equipment, new recordings, new fucking growth, new everything.
indeed.
Uh,
New vegetables, new cannabis, new it all. It all.
I know that. Wait, you did yours first. I probably went looking first, but you actually got yours first. Your pair of boots.
Yes.
I went and got me a pair of boots, man. Went to the, didn't go to that many stores, but I went to a store where you should have been able to get a pair of boots if you wanted a pair. And I just didn't because I was like, oh, I don't want to spend that much money.
And
you
it's not on you, but is it the one that I did get a pair at? Was there
went to-
something that
you
put
went
you
to Boot
off?
Barn?
Yeah, that's where I got
No,
mine.
no.
I think you showed up there several hours after I left.
My main thing about going there wasn't the price of anything. There were 2 or 3 brands, and I mean, man, I've been going to Walmart because of the way that I wear through boots. 10 years ago, back in the day, when you could buy $100 or $125 pair of boots and they would last you a year or whatever. And now it's like you spend $170 on a pair of boots and they last you half the amount of time.
Yep.
And I would just go to Walmart. It's like, what's the point in spending, $150 when I could, buy a pair of Walmart fucking walkers and they'll last me 8 months. It's like, okay, well, they last me 8 months instead of, 10, but I pay half the price for them. But I was like, okay, I I'm gonna take that plunge. We were talking about taxes a couple episodes ago. Had that extra tax money, and yeah, I don't know how much you spent on yours. I don't know if you care to say how much you spent on yours, but I went to Red Wings. I went to a Red Wings store, bought me a pair of Red Wings for I think it was 240 or something, on the shelf, and then with taxes, fucking 260 or something. But I wrote the last pair of boots I bought were a pair of Walmart Survivors. And when I bought those boots, the day that I got them, I wrote the date that I bought them, put it up on my whiteboard, and shit, I think they lasted me maybe 7 or 8 months. And then as soon as I got those Red Wings, I didn't erase the Survivor date. I've got the Red Wing date up there. And
oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I would do that too.
and that's the thing too. I'm not somebody who just, because I used to be one of those people who would just buy a pair of shoes and wear them until I couldn't wear them.
Dude, I was, and I've told you this, but I used to be able to spend $100 for a pair of boots, and to me, $100 was good money for boots back in the day. It's not anymore.
No.
They wear out differently. If I could get, you know what, and if it was 1 year, $100 for 1 year out of a pair of boots,
Yeah, that's fine.
I got my money's worth.
Yeah, what is that?
I used to be able to
$8
easily
a month.
I used to
Roughly.
easily be able to get more than that, a little
Mhm.
more than
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And then it dwindled down, but then it got to a point where I was like, I'm spending $100
Like
after 6 months. This is pissing me off.
like you couldn't wear them for work, but you could wear them around the house doing shit like that. Maybe you couldn't wear them for what you bought them for, but after that point where they were not good at work, you could still wear them, around the house.
No, not when the heels flapping.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's what
back in the
happens.
day, you could spend 100, and maybe you wore them out at work.
Yeah.
But you wanted a new pair, but you could still wear the old pair, so you weren't kicking around. But no. You and I both know because I bought a pair of sorry Tractor Supply, but your brand is trash. Ridge Cut. Both of us had the same problem with 3 different styles of boot where the heel just ripped off. You're just sitting there one day and then all of a sudden it's just like rip. And I got to tell you, if that shit happens with my fucking if it happens with these Red Wings, I don't know what I'm going to do other than just try and trash these companies as much as I can on every single Yelp, what we're doing here, whatever, just trash them. And then why not just wear Crocs? I'll make my own steel toes that go over my gay ass Crocs and just go to work in those because I don't know what to do because whatever.
Well,
Right
no,
now,
it's
I'm getting ahead
saying
of
something
myself.
because who would have thought this would have been a conversation about boots that you pay that much for?
I've had customers
going
ask me.
downhill that fucking quick.
I've had
It's
customers
only
ask
within the
me.
last handful of years it's been
Yeah.
that way.
I've
At
had
least
some
for
customers ask
me.
me, say, "Hey man, do you know a good?" I mean, because they see that I have certain workwear. They're like, "Do you know a company that sells good boots?" And I was like, "No, not really."
It's because they phased out good tailors.
dude, not tailors. For boots, shoes specifically, it's cobblers.
Oh, okay.
If you want to get, but no, and the only reason I say that is because, man, I've been watching YouTube shorts where there's this guy, man, it sucks, dude. We've done this so many times where I've mentioned some random fucking person I've seen on YouTube and can't give a proper shout out. But this guy works on boots and he keeps showing me these videos. And one of them was a pair of steel toe boots from a welder that he completely he put a whole new sole on it, reinforced and repaired the steel toe, put a reinforced leather cap on the fucking thing, and he was like, some people think that $95 is a little expensive for what I do, and I was like, no, if you're paying close to $300 for a pair of boots and there's a cobbler who will repair them for literally a third of the price and get you another whole year, find that dude. Find him. Look up just folks, look up cobblers on YouTube. It can't be a big community.
Well, you got to make it sound big. Like put in like the Grand Cobbler,
The Grand
or the Cobbler of Cobblers.
Hey, you know what? Even if it's a shit cobbler,
The Golden Cobbler.
even
of
if it's
shit.
hey, you know what? If a guy tells me he can give me another 6 months out of my $250 boots for $95, and they only lasted 8, it's worth it. But once again, speaking a little ahead of myself, maybe maybe 7 months from now, I'll be like, yeah, man, these fucking boots are still kicking. I doubt it, only because just I've heard this phrase, shrinkflation. Yeah, you go and you get your double cheeseburger. Remember the old McDonald's commercials old, the commercials from fucking 8 years ago, where it shows a dude walk into a McDonald's with fucking 4 quarters in his hand and he can get a hamburger. Now that same dollar hamburger is $2.50, and you're like, I don't know, man. Does this patty seem smaller to you? And then you go and get like a pack of Oreos. Does it seem like these double stuffed Oreos just look like regular Oreos now? Maybe a little bit bigger than the regular Oreos, but it's hard to tell because the regular Oreos look smaller than they did before anyway.
Yeah, they almost look like just 2 chocolate cookies with this little slather in between.
And man, I went to Sheetz. There's certain things you can still get. Like hot dogs are still 2 for $1 or something. But I was like, Leslie, just order something. She got like a quesadilla. It's a tortilla, cheese, and fucking sauce. She doesn't even put fucking meat on the goddamn thing. It was like $11. It's like, why is a fucking tortilla with melted cheese in it so fucking expensive? Inflation, shrinkflation.
Oh, your debit cards.
But it had been a little while. Well, it hasn't been a little while. We just didn't record when we would have
a little while.
It just hadn't been. We normally record on Mondays. We were recording on Wednesdays. Then we started recording on Mondays. And one of the things that the big thing that was bothering me, and it's one of those things where, you hear it as a kid. They don't make them like they used to. And it's just, it's perpetual. So how many more generations is it going to be when our clothes are basically just like hospital paper gown material and just, I don't know, just made out of spit and dreams? Because if the stuff that we are wearing now was so great 40 years ago, what's it going to be like in another 40 years? It's, they don't make them like they used to. It sucks because they don't.
Clothes will be made out of what the masks are made out of. Like, what is it? H1N1 mask? Or
it's that weird.
That sounds like a virus name. Maybe the mask is the virus. I don't know. We wear dust masks at work to be made out of these masks.
Yeah, it'll just be hospital paper gowns, and be like, oh man, this is really good material. And you'd be like, yeah, back in my day, I made stuff out of cotton and wool, gingham, whatever the fuck gingham is.
But these are biodegradable.
Biodegradable clothes. Yeah,
that's why it's disintegrating on me, because I sweat a lot.
Yeah, don't walk too fast down fucking hill. That shit'll goddamn disintegrate. But yeah. But it's with everything, man.
Oh, like socks,
dude.
Yeah,
socks are terrible.
Am I buying socks this much? This is bullshit. I know it ain't just me. Thank you for confirming that.
Yeah.
So,
well, and
it's like this is ridiculous.
And it's kind of nerve wracking right now, because that's another. You hear they don't make them like they used to. You hear inflation, you hear shrinkflation, and then you start hearing this other stuff like as good as, in terms of products, and then you start hearing buy once, cry once. I've heard a lot of that. Buy once, cry once. Yeah, you spend a lot of money and it'll last you. Okay, cool. But when you hear one person say, well, buy once, cry once, and then you hear that same person in the same, reviews video for a product saying they don't make them like they used to. And it's like, well, I don't want to buy once, cry once if they don't make them like they used to. This is fucking garbage. And yeah, I mean, dude, our headphones, these microphones, this new recording equipment, firearms that I may or may not have purchased, Biden, in the past year.
Don't jinx it, man. The Xbox 360 was an awesome system, but how many times do people get the red eye of death?
Dude. Uriah got 2 different systems. I got his system afterwards, and there was no red eye of death. But 3 years afterwards, like, the Xbox One or whatever it was that came after the 360,
Yeah.
It was like almost as soon as that Xbox One came out, like a couple months later, I'm sitting there using like a butter knife to try and like pry open the disc tray. And
God damn.
yeah, dude, I was talking to a customer about it, and this isn't my term, but I used it and I told him about it, and he really liked it. Planned obsolescence. Every bolt, every screw, every panel, every material that goes into anything that's ever made, they know exactly how long it will last within, a margin of time, right? So it's like, oh, okay, you're going to buy this at the time, let's say PlayStation 2. I bought a PlayStation 2. I bought a PlayStation 2 way after everybody had already bought one. Like, you want to get a 2-year warranty on this? Yeah. And now I bought it way after everybody, but a year and a half, PlayStation pooped out. So imagine the people who bought it brand new with that 2-year warranty, And I mean, I'm fucking up the math here, but you get that warranty and your fucking PlayStation craps out like a month after the warranty expires, And that's what it is. Washing machines. Everything's made out of plastic.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's made out of plastic. The stuff that used to be made out of fucking steel or aluminum or fucking as dangerous as it was, probably like fucking pewter and lead.
Yeah, bring it on.
No, man. I mean, that was a thing that, like, if you ever like went to an old person's house and you saw like there were certain colors from certain spans of time. The most obvious one that maybe you and I can remember, or people older than us can, avocado green refrigerator, washing machine, dryer, blender, you name it. And some of those things are still floating around out there in people's homes because the people who got them paid the $5 for them, which was fucking expensive back then. And they were like, oh man, this thing broke. What am I going to do? Well, I can work another 3 weeks for that $5, or I can crack this thing open, go buy some other junked up one from a junkyard and pull the, whatever replacement pieces I can out of that and fix the thing that I have. People used to do that. Used to be able to do that. You can't do it anymore. Although I'm wondering now.
Well, there also used to be a job for a guy who went around fixing stuff like that.
Dude,
People who didn't do it.
Small engine repair, TV repair, man. Those don't exist anymore. What do you do?
There are still people that do small engine repair, but I recommend trying to take it on yourself, even with little confidence and working on stuff like that, like myself, small engine. You can figure it out. It's not worth
TV repair, man. That shit don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, that's
now
done.
you can
The
repair.
TVs also break a lot easier.
Repair a busted screen on your laptop or your cell phone. Nobody's taking their fucking LCD TV to a TV repairman.
No.
They're throwing it in the garbage and they're buying another one.
Well, big TVs are so much cheaper than what they were before. That is like something that came along. They are big as fuck, a whole lot cheaper than what they were, and light as fucking easy to move around.
Yes, that's.
You ever miss the big wooden ones that looked like
Dude,
shelves, and then
man.
like you'd play like an old Nintendo, and then like your grandparents would have like a VCR with like you ever see the top load VCRs where you
Oh yeah, dude.
and
Top load VCRs, double decker VCRs, so you could like record a movie that you got from the video store.
I remember the top load one in one of those TVs like that, specifically going over to my grandma's, and she was like, "Oh, me and your grandpa, we rented The Omen. You feel like watching that?" Sure, Grandma.
Dude.
This is scary as fuck, Grandma.
Well, and you were mentioning like the TVs with the
Grammy, I should say,
the
'cause
wooden
that one-
panels
yeah.
around it, right? So you'd have a TV, and some of them just had the wooden panels around it, straight square. I remember the first TV I remember having was like it was the TV, and then it not only had like it had like fancy, dude. It was like somebody took a TV and then like combined it with like a cabinet or a drawer.
Yeah, and there's speakers in
And
the side of
the
it.
top of the TV would have like this little lip around it,
Mhm.
almost like it was a fucking coffee table.
You know how many
the
kids probably
speaker-
split their head open on that shit?
I did.
Oh,
The speaker was just one speaker to the right hand side, and it looked like somebody hand wove the cloth that went over the speaker. Like it wasn't just like our microphone
it's kind of
covers.
like this
Yeah,
amp
exactly.
right here.
Like
Yep.
these is just like it's just like this poof of foam that we put over our microphones, but like the TV looked like it had like separate strands of like, well, and my TV, the one that we had was like brown and yellow and black in this pattern.
Sounds
know.
like a smoker's house. Sorry.
No, we didn't. Yeah, no, it would sound like that, but that was the thing, man. Everything was brown. Everything was wood paneled. I mean,
80s and late 70s.
the
Hey,
80s,
man, you gotta love it. Wood. It's like it goes with the wood paneling in the homes
Dude,
on the walls.
I had a newer TV that had fake wood paneling stickers over the top of it, and yeah,
Nice.
And then then that was probably the end of that era, and then everything just became kind
Plastic.
of like black, dark gray, silver, and now it's at the point where it's like it's dark black plastic, but you don't even see that shit because that stuff's put up against the wall. The entire screen of the TV is all you see now. Maybe a little black border around the edge of it. Don't make them like they used to. And then, of course, there's that joke. You might be a redneck if your old TV is the TV stand for your new TV. Yeah, because you paid that much money for it. It looked that fucking good. You know what you do? You throw a table doily over your TV, and then you put a TV on top of that TV, and then you put knickknacks around it.
Remember Beavis and Butthead Do America, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way TVs are now, Beavis and Butthead Do America, the way that storyline starts out, the movie would have been over right after the intro.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
right as the intro would have been the credits, because I think their TV gets knocked. Yeah. But old TVs could get knocked.
Their TV gets fucked up and
falls out of a van.
Yeah, and then they just go to Best Buy, get a new TV, credits roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But the it is kind of it is strange, you know. You're like your uncles or your grandparents or your parents, and they're like, "Oh, you just wait. You're gonna be just like us." And you're like, "I'm never gonna be like you, old man." And now we're exactly like that. I'm wearing suspenders right now.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd wear suspenders. I'm fucking digging it. I can't wait to put these suspenders on some Bermuda shorts and not have any tan on my calves at all. They'll be untannable.
Nice. You just walk around with them without a shirt on too in the summertime.
Oh, these?
yeah,
Just suspenders, Bermuda shorts, flip flops, no shirt.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get the X. Get the nice sunburned X on the back.
Mow the lawn before you take the shirt off, so you have like that extra farmer's tan going. Get off my land.
And then yeah. Now I'm starting to like want to make stuff out of like wood now. Getting into carpentry like good old JC.
Nice.
But yeah, it's fun, man. But it's also it's like, man, you become our parents never thought that they were going to be like their parents, and so on and so forth, and here we are, and there we are, and there we are.
I think they all give and take the good with the bad.
Oh
as
no,
they
it's
go.
no generation is exactly like the one before, but it's pretty damn close. I was like, never thought, dude. I went to like 5 different hardware stores today. Wasn't looking for anything in particular. I was like, I'm gonna walk around this hardware store, see if I can find something I like. I didn't used to do that. I used to go to like a comic book store, or well, when they existed, stores that like Sam Goody. God damn, that's an old ass.
Musicland.
That's an old ass thing to say. Musicland, Sam Goody, FYI. What was it? Suncoast? Wasn't Suncoast a thing?
Yes, that
Yeah.
movie store. That was a pretty cool store. God damn, those VHS tapes were expensive.
Going on down to the old Blockbuster.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, jumping.
Fuck that. I'm going to the B&D. They got the back room.
B&D. Love that shit. This DVD has a thumbprint on it. I'm gonna take this back.
It looks extra glossy. It's fucking.
Nobody wants a glazed DVD.
Oh.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad.
I didn't know I was going to Krispy Kreme. God.
It exists.
Oh. Baba Ganoush.
Oh man. But yep. If you want to get out of, if you want to go back from the past into the future, I'll tell you a funny story.
Tell
Well-
me, Marty.
When I went to Pennsylvania, right? I was like, I've never done this. I've seen it done in movies, right? Like, oh, we're going over to your uncle. I don't want to say Uncle Phil. That's like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But you're like, we're going over to your uncle so and so's house, and then like you see in the old Hallmark movies or whatever, the guy shows up, and they knock on the door, and they have a bundt cake, or somebody brings like a bottle of wine or something like that. But I was like, you know what? This guy's letting us come over to his house, stay there for the weekend. I'll get him. I'm gonna get him a gift, and I know that he drinks. So I bought a bottle of scotch. I bought a more expensive bottle of any type of liquor I've ever paid for before, and what was it? Glenfiddich 14-year scotch. And, I took it up there, give it to him as a gift. And, that night, we got there so late, just, went to bed. Next morning, get up, hanging out, chilling out, breakfast. He made us breakfast, bacon and eggs. Awesome. But it got towards the night, He's like, what do you want to drink? I got whiskey, I got gin, I got vodka, I got scotch. I was like, I'm not going to say scotch. I'm like, hey, let me try a sip of that gift I bought you, right? But I was hoping that he would say, hey, let's try that scotch. God damn it. I didn't get to drink any of it.
You didn't get to have any of it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man.
No. You know what I drank? Evan Williams.
We should get some scotch.
You want to go halves on a $73 bottle of scotch? That's how much that Glenfiddich I paid for was.
Hmm.
Look, you know what?
I'll do it, but we only got to
Don't
keep.
do it.
We got to keep it for the podcast.
Well, one,
And
I
that's it.
wouldn't do it at all.
Oh shit!
I have a. I know, right? We're like coughing, and it's like, geez, was the pollen coming out already? But no, when it comes to like alcohol, man, it's you don't need to spend $100 on a bottle of whiskey or
No.
whatever. You know, if you're just gonna get fucked up, and it's like, you know, do you just want to enjoy this? You know, you really want to enjoy it. You want to like swirl it around in a tumbler, gonna let it breathe. Let me decant the scotch. I don't particularly care about that,
It all tastes
dude.
the same to me, but I'm not a whiskey drinker.
Well, you
I
know
mean,
what?
there are little things I can taste that are different that I've tried, but
Dude.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Whiskey, vodka, gin, tequila. There's top shelf. There's bottom shelf. Guess what? You know the difference between top shelf and bottom shelf is, you know, maybe there's a taste difference.
You think there's a difference in the hangover if it gets to that point?
You know what? Maybe there's a significant difference between like bottom of the shelf booze, like some aristocrat fucking scotch or some passport scotch. Remember we got that shit? And like higher end stuff. But guess what? Passport scotch is fucking 80 proof. Glenfiddich 14-year. I didn't look at the proof of it, but I'm pretty sure if it's not fucking 80, it's like 86 proof. You know, there's not a big difference. If you want to drink to get fucked up, just get whatever you want and take shots of it. If you want to pretend like you're fancier than you are, dude, we live in Partlow, man. What am I doing sitting there? I think like when we were living out there at Spotswood Furnace, I think the most I spent was $68 on a bottle of Booker's. I drank that like it was a 2-liter of Coke, and I couldn't tell you about a flavor profile or this or that. I was like, hey, wow, this got a lot of alcohol in it. And
I remember you had gotten Maker's Mark, I think, one time.
Maker's Mark's pretty good. Haley's gotten it for me a couple of times for like birthdays, special occasions and stuff. But even that is not. I mean, the normal thing that I get, 101, it's like $26. Maker's Mark's probably 32. It's not a big difference now. Fucking Wild Turkey has got Long Branch or Rare Breed that's real expensive, and Maker's Mark has like Maker's Mark Reserve and Rye that's a little bit more expensive. Don't buy Aristocrat, and don't buy fucking Johnny Walker Blue Label. $300. You know what? $300 for a bottle of scotch? When I'm done drinking the bottle, do I get to ask God one question? If I don't, then what the fuck am I doing? I just get Red Label or Black Label. There's no difference. I bought a sample pack during the holidays. It had everything but Blue Label, so it was like platinum, black, gold, you know, all these like little airplane bottles of scotch. And I made a point. Like, I even did it like fucking fancy pants, like wine drinkers, although I didn't spit it out into a bucket like in Sideways. I drink one bottle a day.
Good movie.
I drink one of the little airplane bottles a day. And I couldn't tell you the difference between gold, platinum, black, whatever. Couldn't tell you the difference. If you put a gun to my head, couldn't tell you. Oh,
No, all that tastes the same. I didn't know blue was. I don't think it's that expensive. I
dude,
remember.
No. Blue Label is like $260 a bottle. It's expensive shit. Johnny Walker Blue Label is expensive. Trust me.
No, I mean, maybe I got the wrong thing. It said Blue Label, and I bought it was for a dude to cut a tree down for me. I didn't drink the fucking shit, so I couldn't tell you anything. That I bought something that said Johnny Walker Blue Label, and that's what the dude wanted.
I hope you didn't put that shit on your credit card. That's all I can say, because
I didn't pay that much for it.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I paid less than $100. That's why it's weird.
The liquor store up the road has airplane bottles of Johnny Walker Blue Label. An airplane bottle, like enough for a half a glass, like maybe one and a half, 2 fingers of fucking alcohol in a tumbler like we got. Let's see. Fighting cock, they sell for maybe $2.50 for an airplane bottle. Johnny Walker Blue Label goes for $20 for an airplane bottle. Yeah, shit's
the fuck?
expensive, dude. It's expensive. It's retardedly expensive. Like, man, even if I
get it.
even if I was a millionaire, I would buy one just to break it on the fucking liquor store floor to have them clean it up. And that would be about it, man. I couldn't
God
imagine.
damn.
I couldn't imagine spending that much money on it, dude. It's retarded. I mean, I worked at a import wine and beer warehouse. My dad told me about it. It was like, sometimes there'll be like wines that are really expensive and they taste awful. The only reason why they're expensive is because it took them so long to make it. So it's like, yes, this is I mean, I don't know wines, but let's say, yes, this is a 1942 Cabernet. It's like, wow, that's like really old. And then you just pour a glass. It's like, wow, this smells like fucking like, I can't tell if this smells like feet or ass. It's like, how much was this? It's like $500 a bottle. Oh, wow, fancy. And then you drink it and it tastes awful. And the only reason why it's so goddamn expensive is because it was so old and it took so long to make. And that's the only reason why it's expensive.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I mean, I guess they're kind of going to do the same thing with pot now, though. Overpriced pot.
Yeah.
It already is where it's legal.
No, I mean, now that and I remember us talking about that way back in the day. Jeez, there's been so many festival.
How dumb I was. Oh, when it's legal, it's going to be so cheap.
No.
You dumb motherfucker. You have that much trust in the government?
No, you know what? It is brand new. So maybe 80 years from now, it'll be like a pack of Marlboros. Where, yeah, Marlboro's the cream of the crop. R.J. Reynolds, Philip Morris, they make the cream of the crop tobacco. And because they buy everything up and they buy, like, dude, McDonald's, as awful as their gray hamburgers are, they ruin the best cows ever. The meat that you get at the grocery store, as good as it is nothing compared to the meat that Burger King and McDonald's ruins by the ton on a daily basis.
Well, they last for 50 years.
But they just I'm just telling you that they buy the best cattle and ruin the meat. And yeah, maybe fucking R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris buy the best tobacco and ruin that. But yeah, but no, we thought that it was gonna be like, oh man, yeah, dude, it's gonna flood the market and fucking, just fucking killer weed's just gonna be like fucking $3 a joint. No. Yeah, you know what? It is $3 a joint. $3 a joint. $3 for the weed, and then maybe 10 cents for the paper, and then $15 for the state tax, another $30 for the government tax, and then you've got a $50 high grade roll up that's really only $30.
I believe in DC there's they call it a donation.
Yeah,
that you
donation.
have to make
Love it.
the
Mandatory donation.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Donation to what? Failing schools?
From what I heard,
failing
I've never
police departments,
done it
failing
directly
fire departments?
myself, but it sounds like it costs way more to buy good cannabis legally from a store
Just
that's run
fucking-
by the government than it is to get it from somebody that just knows what they're doing.
Mhm. Yeah. And that actually,
Which is sad because it's
dude,
just growing and harvesting a plant, taking care
and
of it.
that's the thing too, man. I have customers, dude. Like I've been doing the work that I've been doing for 10 years. And in those 10 years, weed has become legal. But only in the past, 3 or 4 has it become legal? In Virginia, in the past 1 or 2? But nationwide, anywhere from the...
Going on 2 or 3 now. I believe this year is... it's about within that less than a year period where they're going to be able to start selling it.
But
So
dude,
they're trying
I've
to
got
break
I've
that
got
out.
customers.
It's not going to be worth it.
Dude, I've got customers I never would have thought fucking toked up. Some of the most beautiful plants, dude. And you know it right away. It smells like a fucking bag full of skunks in their yard or in their house. Once again, sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. But yeah, if you can, you know what? Folks at home, anything that the government has any hand in, don't buy it. If you can grow it yourself, if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. And it's not, you know what? It's like you told me with gardening, a regular garden, tomatoes, corn, cucumbers. Start the first year, you know what? Maybe your shit's going to look like shit. You're not going to have a good yield. Learn from your mistakes, do better next time, and it gets better and better and better as you grow. It's like anything.
Exactly.
Practice makes perfect. Yeah.
It's worth the time. Some people think it's not worth it with that kind of stuff. It's worth it.
If that's your thing.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You got to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Well, you know what?
Because it's not going to turn out right, and then it'll just be a waste.
I'll tell you. You're half right on that. If you know what, I'll tell you what. Even though I can't indulge, there are people who do. And if you would like to stick it to the government in some way, shape, or form, get really good at growing weed and find people who are really good at critiquing your weed and keep growing it and undercutting the government. Eventually, they'll have to fucking start cracking down on people. Like, I smoke cigarettes. I smoke cigars. I use snus. I can't grow my own tobacco. If I start growing my own tobacco, you know who's gonna be in here with their fucking knee on my fucking groin and throat? The ATF. Alcohol, tobacco, firearms. Weird combination of things for a government agency to crack down on, but they will. And
God forbid you're dabbling with all that and not paying your tax.
yeah.
That'll be the first thing to put them on the trail.
Yeah, you know what?
Where's my money, man?
It's actually funny. LGBTQIAP plus. We were worried about those people. Nah, man. Needs to be ATFIRS plus. You know, whatever they want to add to it. Probably M. M for marijuana. So it'd be the ATFM.
Marijuana?
Marijuana. Good.
Well, it was weird. It was like Easy Rider, Jack Nicholson's character, the lawyer. And they were like smoking weed. He was smoking weed with Peter Fonda and you know, goddamn, not Anthony Hopkins, Dennis Hopper. I feel like a
There you go.
dumbass. Goddamn, it's
Hey,
weird.
man,
But those
I
names,
get fucked up on names all the
they
time.
were like, he's passed something. And he's like, reefer or some shit. And he's like, you mean marijuana? I don't know, man. Weed's pretty cool.
I don't know. Weed's pretty cool. Yeah.
Hopefully this recording turns out all right with this new machine. Otherwise, we'll just have to redo all this shit again.
That's fine. We've been experimenting. This is the first time we've used this machine. I really liked the simplicity of what you're about to do right now. Bam, fade that shit in or fade it up, fade it down.
I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, and then I don't know. We'll fix what needs to be fixed.
Hells yeah.
Continue with what goes good.
Hells
I
yeah.
don't know. Keep rolling with it. I guess it's a new era of something. I don't know. Springtime, growing stuff.
Hells yeah.
I hope we catch that rabbit.
Oh shit, we gotta check on that, man.
Yeah, man. We're gonna make some fucking soup.
Hey, you know what? I was trying to give Jimmy some hand signals here, but you know what? I'm gonna break the fourth wall here. We gotta check out if we caught this fucking rabbit or not. Good night, folks. We're gonna work on this recording stuff later, though.